Okay. Yes, so for me, it already started better than yesterday.
Started a lot better than yesterday.
Yes, straightforward.
Yeah.
So, again, for a green horse, today he started like perfect from where we picked up. He went, so you did a good job,
I did.
because you were the last one.
Okay. Okay.
So he started straight with rhythm, straightness, and contact.
Okay.
Now after a few rounds, he gets a little bit behind me.
Okay.
The same feeling, your complaint that you had. So that when I try to manipulate a little bit the connection and make it more even in the contact.
Okay.
So rather than push it forward, I almost rebalance it a little bit, slow it down. You know how you get to that part that they almost like about to argue a little bit? Then you have something to supple again. So basically you get it into the hands, you ask it to go into the hands, and it doesn't matter how he goes into the hands, even if it's not to your liking.
Okay.
If you stick the head up or something, at least there you will have something to talk again.
Yeah.
So I ask him to go into the hands, he goes into the hands, then he goes in a different way. And it's all about moving the bit in the mouth and manipulating the balance to get it back.
Okay.
So you see now, he went up, but yeah, but he went up on me a little bit with the head, right? A little bit more than what I wanted. But now he's resting in it, beautiful. No, he's in my hands. So what you have to keep in mind, that if you ask him to go into the hands and he answers, so when I started the walk, he went up with the head, which we had the complaint yesterday that he gets too low and behind. So I'm saying I want you to start the trot and up, so he goes a little upper than what we think it needs to be, or pending to your like. So I say, that's great. Like, you want it up? He said, I'll show you uphill. So I'm going, great, awesome. I kept riding, just moved a bit in the mouth, and then he rests into where I want him to be. If I would have made an issue, either repeated the transition or punish him about it, then in his head, the crawl, he would do that right away. So it's the same, oh, good boy. You see, he's actually waiting to answer to me. Like do you know what I mean? I just think trot, and he goes, good boy. So to me, the best thing is I asked him to go forward, he went forward. Now, once I establish that, I can just move my finger a little bit, and then he doesn't do it. And there, I actually, for a young horse, I like him there. I have rhythm, straightness, and contact, and I have one trot. Just staying in one steady trot. The gait doesn't have to be too big. Then I can add a little bit of shoulder 4. And to reinforce the shoulder 4, I'm actually going to use a left flexion a little bit. I'll bring the left ear around. The shoulders come in more. I can give the inner rein and then send them a little bit. So there he gets behind me, right? So rather than putting the hands up, I'm going to put it down, make him look left, and close the right leg. There you go. Good boy. So there he stays in my hands. And there in the corners again, inner shoulder stay forward, and it's more of an outside rein. Later on, I can add the flexion to the inside. It's more of an inner shoulder forward, you see? I'm exaggerating it for you so you can see it. But then the left shoulder stay up. My left shoulder forward. Yes, I keep my left shoulder forward in the corner. Look what happened when I take it back. Look at the gait. If in the corner I take it back, went right down on the shoulder. So for a young, and look at me flexing up, the balance here stay more ahead of me. So, good boy. He's actually very, very smart, and eager. He likes to please. So, just keep in mind that the flexion, for me the flexion is here. It's behind the saddle. So the inner end puts them down. For a young horse, they need to go, even in the contact, it doesn't matter if you're going left or right.
Yeah.
They don't need to look left going left, and they don't need to look right going right.
Sahar,
Yes?
I'm going to cut that branch down for you.
Then it makes when you ride it flex to the inside all the time, you basically make the horse one-sided. It's either, do you know what I mean? Then you have the complaint that my horse is going better to the right and is doing everything better to the right. So I try to, I have one somewhere.
Oh, great.
No, he's good. Good boy. So to me, I ride them even to both sides. So when I go to the right, in my head, I'm riding a little bit to the left, I'm riding a little bit to the right, I'm riding a little bit to the left, I'm riding a little bit to the right. So then when I change direction, it's not an issue.
So when you're going straight, you go a little bit.
When you go straight, I manipulate the body to keep them even in my contact.
Yeah.
So technically, if you ride the horse straight and even in the contact, it doesn't matter if you right or left. I can go to the right and flex them a little bit left and get the same suppleness like I'm going to the left. So then when I do change direction, it's not a surprise. I don't ride them two different changes.
Right. I think that's probably good. Thank you.
Yes. Unless you ride. I think the only rider that can hit it now, it's you.
And that's the gauge. That's why I got
Good boy. So you see when I did the down transition and he went a little bit above the vertical, I like it.
You like it?
Yes.
Okay.
You know why I like that?
What?
Because he stayed in my hands.
Okay.
So his normal transition,
It's down and curled.
normally in up transition and down transition, this is what he wants to do. I sit to walk and he wants to, now he doesn't do it, but he wanted to crawl behind, right? He would walk with no contact. So what I'm doing, I'm keeping the bicycle, it's like a bicycle chain.
Yeah.
I keep the bicycle chain tight. So for me, like I had the rhythm in the down transition and he stayed in my hands. I mean, I'm asking him to go in my hands. If he finds it within himself to go a little bit up and pull and stay in my hand and execute a good transition behind the saddle, then it's good, because then if the only thing you have to tell me, the transition can be a little bit rounder, I love that. I love when you can tell me can have a little bit more that, a little bit more that, then you tell me bad transition behind the vertical. He's crawling the neck and the butt comes up. So if he stays with me, it's the best thing. From there you grow up. So you see now he stays with me. I like him even more. Every time I pick up, he's more in the hands. There is rhythm, straightness, contact. I don't need a, you know, he's up in there. And look, the pole is the highest point, his ears is forward, and now I did a down transition. So good. And it's also manipulation of the environment. There is horses over there. So I decided, oh, I'm gonna pick a trot to watch those horses and do the down transition to watch those horses. because horses works on memory, right? It's a memory. It's a pain memory, or it's whatever remember, right? Because every day you can put a bridle, you can put a saddle, you can do the same thing again. It's not like us. If you worked for me and I did wrong in your eyes, you're just not going to show up to work.
Yeah.
They still let you start every day again from the beginning. So to me, he looked at horses and I got my best transition. He was up there looking at the horses, and that was the right time to move the bit and get him to the place where I want him to be. And again, it's a manipulation. It's manipulation of the environment to get what I want to get. Yes, you are. That's why you're a successful businesswoman. Good boy. Now he's offering me a bigger gate. And if you notice at the turn, I'm not using my inner rein. But I keep in contact. So it doesn't matter if I'm going right or left. Hey, tick, tick, tick. Good boy. Good boy. And now I'm gonna reward him, and I'm gonna stretch him. I'm gonna let him go down over his back, and I'm showing him that he picked up that beautiful trot. Hey, good. Good, and that's a happy horse. He played a little bit, he shook his head, so he's feeling good about life. Now when I pick him up, hopefully he'll offer it again, you see? And then I'm gonna call it a day on that topic. So it's all about the memory. He picked up the trot, he did it fancy, I let him stretch, I pet him, he shook his head. I let him have a little bit of an attitude. He's like feeling. The horse have to be proud to have you on his back. Then they will do everything for you. Horses are, the beautiful thing about horses is how proud they are. It used to be a proud animal. Yeah. And then, you know, so now he's feeling good about life.
Yeah.
In his head, he's a top horse. Look at the transition. From the beginning, he offers me the gate. Now, if I was to tell him, and then the down transition, even better. Look at that. He rests in my hands. So, and at the moment, I don't care if he's square or not. That will be later. It's a young horse. So for a young horse, every question that I ask, he answers, and I say thank you, and it's short and quality, like a kid. So it's easy in the brain. He never gets tired, and he totally thinks it's his idea. Look, I'm going to trot. He thinks it's his idea. And he's going straight forward into a beautiful trot. Good boy. And that's development of the gaits, and then so good boy. Now he's even nicer in my hands that I don't want to get off and let you ride it. And up, 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 up. Come on, no, no. Good boy. Counter. Counter. Up, 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 up. So now he's playing a little bit. So I'm gonna do. So I have to get. Hey, hey, hey. I have to get some kind of a submission. I'm gonna do what you do, that he's familiar, which is a leg gilt into a canter. And when the canter feels good, I'm gonna say, now we're gonna trot. Before he have a say in the matter, and then canter again. There you go. And now I'm gonna let you sit on him.
Okay.
So there was two ways I could deal with the bucking.
Yeah.
he started to have a little bit of an attitude. There was two ways. Now again, if it was a horse that I trained for myself, I have different choices because I'm a stronger rider, I'm a professional. So I can sit down, send them forward. But because it's something that you have to deal with, I have to find a strategy that is not require a fight. So basically I said, fine, let's get a submission. He did a leg hold, I did a canter. He did 2 good steps of canter. And I said, that's enough. And then he goes, oh, okay. Then I changed direction, pick up the canter to the left. And just when he thought I was going to stop, I said, no, keep going a little bit more. And then nothing is a fight.
So when he does that with me, I actually take it all the way down. Up and down the rail.
You do whatever within your tool. The only thing that